Hi everyone! I'm really excited to share my very special first interview with John King. John, better known as Mr. King, runs a truly unique martial arts academy where he brings faith and martial arts together. Special thanks to Mr. King for sharing his time and wisdom with me. And to learn more about STEAM martial arts, check the links in the description below. And please, don't forget to subscribe and share all of your comments down below. Bye! Whee! Real quick, the sponsor for this video is someone very special. Us, of course! Founders of the Yankee Brothers. And if you want to support our mission, we would appreciate it if you could follow our Instagram channel and visit our website. Bye! Hello, Mr. King. Thank you for inviting us to this interview. So tell me about you. Tell me what your business is, please.
Okay, well, thank you also for coming to my house to interview me. And what I do for a living is I teach kids martial arts, but even more so, I have a children's discipleship where we talk about Jesus in our classes. So we're kicking with purpose, but we're more than martial arts.
Do you own that? Are you like an entrepreneur?
Yeah, that's correct. I do own it myself. And yes, I would consider myself an entrepreneur because I do more than the martial arts aspect, because I've also created t-shirts like you like to do. I've also helped many men with ministry. I did create this in 2020. It's called STEM martial arts, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. We use that vocabulary to teach kids martial arts. So we blended like a school curriculum and a martial arts curriculum together, which nobody does. But again, even more than that, we talk about Jesus in all our classes. We call them biblical life skills.
Cool, that's interesting. So tell me a bit about you. When did you start? When were you? What was your first time? Since when were you in martial arts?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a bit
So
about
when did I start martial arts? Okay. So I started martial arts, now 15, 16 years ago. And actually, I put my sons in martial arts before I was in martial arts. So they were 4 and 5 years old. How old are you?
I am 9.
9 years old. It's a perfect time to start, by the way. But 4 and 5 is when they got their white belts. And I was just a dad. I had a tile career that I started when I was about 19 years old. And that became a big boom. But I was just a dad watching on the sidelines, and my kids were doing amazing, and I loved watching them. And then the instructor said, "Do you mind holding a target for them?" And I'm like, "Of course I'll hold targets." And then he said, "You should train with them." I'm like, "Okay, I'll train with them." And then he said, "Maybe I should pay you for training and you can help me a little more." I said, "Okay, I'll take a little extra money." And then he said, "One day I want you to take my job." And I did. And then I became the chief instructor for that school, and later opened up my own school.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
So the guy was like, "Hey, do you want to hold this target? Do you want to help? I'll pay you to do that. I want you to take over my job just that second."
No, it wasn't in that second. That was
Okay.
throughout time. That's a good question,
Okay.
because that took probably about maybe 8 years for that process to happen. So it didn't happen overnight, but it felt like it did.
Okay. So when were you considering to teach it? When were you considering to open your own business?
Okay.
Because when you took over, you didn't own the thing, right?
Correct.
Yes.
So I was a chief instructor at that point, and we got a lot of awards. We were doing really well at that school. We had 200 students. That's 200 kids that we were teaching at a time. And really what happened for me is it became monotonous in that it started to become only about money, and the heart started to leave. And Ms. King and I, we actually got together and said, let's do something different. And it was right on time, because I don't know if you know anything about the time of COVID, like 2020.
Yeah.
Well, when that time happened, I actually severed myself from that job and then started my own path. So it was like really interesting timing. And then as we went forward, we realized that karate isn't good enough unless you put Jesus in it. And so 2020, we opened up our own school, and we actually were doing it in our garage because we didn't have a place yet. We didn't have enough money yet. So we just started in our garage, and then we made our garage look like fantastic, like amazing. Had our colors, had mats on the floor. We started having kids from the neighborhood come in and take classes, plus our kids. And then we moved to Nebraska, and I started working for the college in Nebraska, and I had like 20 students there. We moved back here, and we went to Oasis Church. It's your church. And we opened up a camp. And from there, it turned from 10 students to 128 students in the last 4 years.
Wow, cool. Yeah. So, when did you decide to do it at the Oasis Church? Because I understand it started with Jesus, so probably going to be a church. But why Oasis Church?
Why Oasis? Why Oasis? Well, one thing is, to be honest with you, because we asked. We said, can we do it? And they said, yes, you can do it for a little while. And then once they realized that we had the same heart as them and our hearts aligned, they said, why don't you stay? And we've been there ever since.
Cool.
Yeah.
What was your hardest moment?
In life, or
no, like in the martial arts.
Hardest moment. You know, it's hard to say what the hardest part was because they're all part of my story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't look at things as hard as much as just step by step.
Okay, then what was your hardest step?
Yeah, hardest step. Gosh, I guess the only thing I can think is not knowing what the future is. So from year to year, not exactly knowing if we're going to make it or if we're going to slide back, like how far we're going to go. But even saying that, like I had a vision for our school and I kind of already felt like we were going to be a success. Here's something I was going to tell you is one of the things that I say all the time, and I started back when we started the school, is we are going to be an overnight success in about 3 to 4 years. So I knew that it was going to take maybe 5 years before everybody would know who we are and we would feel like we're successful. So those first few years, I just knew was part of it. So it's not really hard. It's just a step.
Okay. Do you ever think of like expanding?
Yes, we have talked about maybe opening up another church school because there's more kids, right? More opportunity for discipleship. So that has been an idea. And we are going to outgrow Oasis because if I get 50 more students, we will not have any more space in our school.
Okay. So not knowing what was the next step, it filled you with like anxiety. Is that correct?
No.
Okay.
I'm not a very anxious person. I don't get anxiety much. Martial arts will teach you that actually, because you learn discipline, right? And you discipline your body and you think about things, and you need to write things down, right? I have packs and packs and packs of things that I've handwritten out, and now I'm starting to finally use the computer, but I have a lot of things that are penciled in and erased and penciled.
And what did you learn by those steps? What did you learn that you could share with everyone watching, and that could be good advice for someone? Just some good advice.
Yeah, one of the things is that you will always graduate to the bottom. So, like, what grade are you in?
I homeschool.
Yeah, what grade
I had an
would
extra
you be
year,
in?
let's say, like 4th, 3rd.
Okay, let's say you're in 3rd grade. When you finish 3rd grade, you're going to go to 4th grade, but you don't start at the end. You start at the beginning. So the beginning is actually the bottom as you go up. Make sense to you?
Yeah.
So you always graduate to the bottom. Also, a ceiling is not a boundary. A ceiling is an obstacle. A ceiling is in your way, and your job is to get past that ceiling. So every time you feel like I've done enough, I'm done, you're never complete. You have more to bust.
Okay. What do you do to give back to the community and help others?
Okay, that's a great question because we have a calling, and that is kids and kids in foster. Kids in foster means that they are either in between parents or they don't have parents right now. And so the way we give back is, one, we our discipleship talking about Jesus, and we give kids that are in foster free tuition to our classes. So they get to come in fully free. So if you could imagine someone who takes in a foster child and says, I'm going to take care of you, that would be costing, right? That would cost a lot more for their family. So we take that cost and we say, bring them to us so that we can teach them discipline, honesty, and structure, and they have a place and they get to hear about Jesus with other kids.
Cool. Thank you. So Thank you very much. This is my first interview. I feel like this has been a success. Thank you very much. Something that our family says is gratitude first, greatness follows. So I would like to thank you for inviting me to this interview. I really loved it. This has been a great interview. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi everyone, here are a few things that I learned from this interview with Mr. King. 1. Nothing happens overnight. 2. Nothing good can happen without Jesus. 3. Do everything with love. And 4. When you feel like you've reached the ceiling, it's only another step. And thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this interview, and please don't forget to subscribe and drop all of your comments down below. And stay tuned because episode 2 is coming soon. Bye everyone!